So here is the um, first lesson for Unit 3, parallel lines, parallel and perpendicular lines. Lines in a plane that do not intersect are called parallel lines. My handwriting is not that great. And so basically on this little diagram that we have, A and B are parallel lines. And a line that intersects two parallel lines like this is called a transversal. So basically this line C is a transversal, okay? So when we have two parallel lines and you have a transversal, we get a bunch of different angles and properties with those angles. So we have two different relationships. We have congruent angles, so angles that are formed here by the transversal. Some of them are congruent and some of them are supplementary, meaning they add up to 180. Those are the only two options. So here we can see corresponding means that they are basically facing the same direction. So angle 2 is equal to angle 6, they're corresponding. We can also say that angle 3 and angle 7 are corresponding and they're also congruent. Use different symbols. Angle 1 is corresponding with angle 5. And angle 4, this one is corresponding with angle 8. So these angles are equal to each other. Alternate interior angles are angles that are on the inside, meaning inside of my parallel lines. So we would say that 3 and 6 are alternate interior angles, and they're equal to each other. And then 4 and 5 are alternate interior angles, and they're congruent. Alternate exterior angles are angles such as 2 and 7. They're on the outside of the parallel lines. Angle 2 is congruent to angle 7. Angle 1 and angle 8 are congruent to each other. Okay? And then the final thing is vertical angles. Sorry, the lights just went out. So 3 and 2 are vertical angles, 7 and 6, 5 and 8, 1 and 4, those are all vertical angles. Now consecutive interior angles, these are supplementary. So basically interior angles, and they're consecutive, meaning they're on the same side. So 3 and 5, they're not congruent, but if you take angle 3 plus angle 5, they add up to 180 degrees. Okay? Same thing for 4 and 6. Same thing for 7 and 1, they're consecutive exterior. So angle 1 plus angle 7 are equal to 180. Similarly, angle 2 and angle 8 are also 180. Here you could say angle 6 and angle 4, these two angles are consecutive as well. Linear pairs are pair angles that are form a line. So if I put angle 1 and 2 next to each other, they make this line. So those are linear pairs. So angle 1 plus angle 2, and a line adds up to 180. So and there's a bunch of them, these two, and then these two, these two. I'm not going to write them all out. I'll just say that angle 3 and angle 1 are also linear pairs, and then so on. Okay? So with that said, we have a lot of different ways we use those type of relationships. I'm going to go ahead and have you try the practice page here on this page. I'll have you try that. And then let's go ahead and go to this page and look at some of this practice. Now, they're consecutive interiors, which means they are, so 114 plus x equals 180, and then you solve. So you're going to subtract 114 on both sides. That crosses out, so 180 minus 114. That's going to be 66 degrees. So you just have to see if they're equal to each other, or sorry, if they're supplementary. In this case, these two angles are equal because they're alternate interior angles. So the way you set this up is you do 65 equals x, and actually that's it. So x equals 65. more type of problems here. I'll just do a couple more. On the next page here, we have these two. Now they are consecutive. They're on the same side of the transversal, so we know they're supplementary. So I'm going to go ahead and do 8x plus 4 plus 40, and that's going to add up to 180. Combine like terms, so that's plus 44 equals 180. Subtract 44, subtract 44, so you have 8x equals 180 minus 44. Oops. $136. And then just keep solving. So you have x equals 136 divided by 8. 17. X equals 17. There's a lot more practice here, so I'll have you go ahead and look at this practice, and then we'll go over it in class, okay?